Welcome to the spot where it's hot, where we train young producers from the clubs to the blocks. Real discussions, talking about realness. So if you real, then you guaranteed to feel this. Artist spotlights for the local talent. So if you good at what you do, let us know what's happening. Sports, singing, rapping, doing the artist thing. Come showcase your talent, or talk about your dreams like Dr. King. After school, come chill where it's hot. It's F Records. Welcome to the spot.
Welcome to the 4th edition of The Spot. My name is Dennis Orchard. I'm the Teen Center Director here at the Newport Boys and Girls Club.
My name is Evan Sims. I'm the music coordinator.
I'm Trey Quinn, sophomore at Rogers High School.
Sam Young, senior at Salve Regina.
Travis Smith, I'm a senior at Rogers High School.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the education system here in Newport. There's a new thing going to graduate. They have 3-tier testing. It's a standardized test at the end of the year that is given, and if you don't pass it, you don't graduate with distinction, right?
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I'm a history and secondary education major, and I feel that you can't measure everyone with the same ruler. Every kid grows up different, every kid has a different life experience, and every kid's gonna learn different, every kid's gonna test different.
So standardized testing in general, you don't
I don't agree with that.
How do you guys feel as students about the test?
About this, I feel bad for them because I don't have to do it. That's like honestly not fair to them.
Well, elaborating off what he said, like I think every kid should be graded how they, like just like you said, building blocks. I think you should be tested on how you learn. Like other kids learn, like some kids learn better in quiet, some kids learn better when they're just working in groups. So I think they should have tests based on how you do in school, not on just what they want to give out. That's what I say.
I mean, I disagree with, what's going on. I mean, I disagree to catering to the students. I think the structure should be, however the teachers prepare it, however, the whole school system, like there's not a Rhode Island Board of Education for no reason. So whatever standards they put on it is what the kids have to meet. And if it's studying for a test that's a hard test at the end, then they have to do it. But if you start catering to the students and saying, if this doesn't work for you, then they're not going to try as hard. They're not going to aim for that excellence.
Right, you're saying you don't want to dumb it down, but at the same time, not everyone learns the same. Like, I could be a great writer but horrible at math, and I'm not going to graduate high school because I'm not good at math. But I'm still intellectual. Like, I can still hold my own in a conversation. I may have a great GPA, and I could exceed in history and art, but that's not even on the test. You know what I mean? It's like, who decides what's on the test, and why is that better than something else? Why is history not relevant? You only need to know English to graduate.
Well, I agree with that, but I think it's why those are those are used is because they're the basic elements of other subjects. I mean, not art, yeah, but I mean, I don't know how you could involve art in a standardized testing because it's not a specific thing. It's more of a objective thing. It's less objective, is what I mean.
Yeah, but you go.
What about the question, like, what if you're not going to school for that, and like you're not great with all those things, but you're great with something else? Like, how's that setting you up to do what you want to do later in life?
Yeah, because you're shooting for your dreams. If you go to school to be what you want to be in life, and people are always telling you, shoot for your dreams,
and it's not
be
one
what
of
you
those
want
top
to be.
three
Like,
things. Like, how's it going to affect you?
Math isn't going to help me to be a music producer, or like it could in some aspects, but for me to get on stage and say the lyrics that I made in my head, which has to do with art and English, why would I need to learn math? It doesn't make sense to me.
No, you do.
I mean, no, go ahead.
I mean, I guess it's just a standard, that you have to take, but I disagree with it. I kind of agree with D. Growing up, I graduated in 2004, and we just had to go to school, study for our tests, and get through it. I mean, the system's not broke. I don't see why they tried to fix it. Catering to these kids isn't the best way to go. So for me, I mean, I would have stuck to the old ways and just, reinforced, different rules.
Well,
like,
I think that you guys, before you talk, I think the representation right here is, you're a senior, you're going to graduate. You don't need to do this. He's a junior, right? Sophomore, so you're going to have to do this next year.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is it all right for you and not all right for him?
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
What were you going to say? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Like, say, like, consumer math, that should be, like, that's a standard. Like, you need that because you use that in, like, the world.
Yeah.
But, like, If I want to go to school for music and they're telling me I have to pass geometry, like, what is that? Like, you get what I'm saying?
I just think that the reason why English and math are used as the standard level for testing is because it's a basic level of everything else you do.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you're gonna use math in your everyday life, but not just math. You're gonna use problem solving. That's what math is. Especially once you get to a high school level, you're gonna take algebra. There's gonna be a missing piece of the puzzle, and you have to solve how to find that missing piece of the puzzle. That's life. There's always going to be that missing piece of the puzzle. There's going to be 8 missing pieces of the puzzle. And you're going to have to be able to break things down and figure out how to do it. If you don't have that side of your brain, you're more of a creative person, then you need to be able to explain your thoughts and come to conclusions that way with educated points to back you up.
Right.
So that's just what you have to do. I mean, aside from who? An artist, I would say. I wouldn't say a musical artist because you write lyrics. That's English. That's poetry. You know, you might call it rap, but it's still, you can still learn from English. You can learn a ton.
I mean, high school is a basic skill set. Like, you need this to succeed in everyday life, to move on to another career, things like that. But what I'm saying is, you're arguing, you don't think they should dumb it down. You think students should rise up to the level. And I think the teachers should demand a lot of their students. I think students should have high expectations of themselves. But I don't think one ruler is fair to measure every student. I just don't think that's fair. I understand teachers have high expectations, that's fine. If you want to, you know, really demand of your kids, like put in time, put in work with your kids after school, early, before school, whatever. But saying that every kid only will show that they are excellent and they have really learned from one test that's made up of 3 sections, I just don't see how that's fair. That's like comparing, let's say you have a Corvette, right, and then you have a Jeep Wrangler, and you use the same test to determine which car is better. They're completely different. One experiences high speeds on the highway, one's off-roading machine. You know what I mean? Like, you can't evaluate the two.
For example, like, say a student isn't giving up, right? But a teacher has their certain way of teaching, and they can't learn how that teacher teaches. What's their next step to do? Like, what are they supposed to do?
Well, that's where, you know, people, you know, I think teachers are held to a much higher standard now than they were, and everyone's been cracking down. That's been in politics from, you know, since the election. Everyone's been talking. We need better teachers. We don't need to pay them more. We need teachers to get better, and if they do better, then we give them the money and holding them to a standard too, because that's just how it works.
I think that's unfair because teachers have the most important job, you know, and you know, with teaching kids and especially with the youth today, which are totally different from us growing up. You know, I think they do gotta step it up, but they're also looking for, you know, like a good
piece of the pot. I know. I think they're not appreciated enough too. All right. So great discussion right there. But we're gonna cut over to the artist spotlight. We'll be back in a second.
Listen, it's Trey for president. Come and join the campaign. Bad girls all around sipping the air. Let me remind you, lose your shoulder and I'll find her. Easy Waters got your boy feeling flyer than a demand plane. And I ain't even left the ground yet. Killing 1s and 2s and I ain't even checked my sound yet. Big boss pimping. I'm the one behind the round desk. Girls saying they miss me. I ain't even left the town yet. Man, but I guess that part's a given. Hello to my haters, I ain't stopping but keep wishing. People starting to say I need to check into a clinic. I'm overdosing on life, I'm higher than the cost of living. Yeah, so you don't gotta ask if I'm fly. I'm doing right, I'm big tricking like a high dive. Swimming in the money, you would swam like a Phelps. And you gon' think to yourself, say it's crazy how the time fly. What can I say though? Alright, listen. I tell her, baby, if you want it, you can roll through. Bring a couple friends and I'ma show you how a pro do. Gucci on her body looking better than some produce. Saying that she got a man tomorrow, he'll be old news. Yeah, just come to kick it with a star, girl. Go, shit, bad B, it's all world. And I ain't playing when I'm saying I'm the man. You can ask these other rappers who I am. And they gon' be like, that's Trey Quinn, not a person he ain't better than. $1 million swag and he's flyer than a pelican. Fresher than the president, White House resident. Chilling at the top, counting money while I settle in. Yeah, but who's to say that I'm settling? It's live fast, die young, so I'm peddling. I'm getting brain new with swam time medicine. Laying back, letting the doctor prescribe medicine. It's Trey, Taylor gang over everything.
Welcome back to the roundtable discussion. We're gonna bounce back to hip hop right here and talk about what the difference is and some problems that occur with between mainstream hip hop and underground hip hop. What are you guys feeling on? First off, underground hip hop. Do you guys see? Do you have a respect level at this point for underground hip hop?
I respect them to the fullest.
Yeah.
I think they're
And
doing-
yourselves.
I think that underground's like doing that. What they're doing is just, I don't know. It's just something like bigger than mainstream. It's just, I could just follow them more. Like I get sick of mainstream. Never get sick of underground. Never.
The underground scene is like what punk rock did to rock and roll. It was just this. Everyone gets sick of this and they just springboard off this into something else. And it's like the fire that exists between the popping bottles of champagne, the big boobs and butts, bikinis, and the Bentleys. You know what I mean? It's the real talk, real truth. It's the truth.
And the thing about underground is that I just don't hear the same music all the time. I hear different music every day. Mainstream, I hear the same song
Same thing.
five times in 10
Yeah.
minutes. What is that? I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's where I think the problem is. It says the radio.
Well,
The radio is basically a monopoly. There's not competition in the
It's
radio.
one-
not
it's
till
like one company.
not till XM radio. That's the only
no, it's
competition
like
there really
I
is.
learned something about this. There's like 3 companies really that own all the radio stations across the country.
The whole country.
And you know
And
what?
How is that even legal? That
There's
doesn't.
like
Isn't that illegal?
There's like a study in 10 years. You used to hear like, let's say you hear one song maybe 30 times a week. Now you can hear one song up to 30 times a day on one station.
Yeah.
Yo, it's like,
that's the truth.
to me,
Yeah.
that when you switch from 106 to 95, that they're calling each other.
It's like the
Yeah,
but that's true.
Are you
That-
playing that song? We're gonna play that
Yeah, because I'm
song.
playing that right now.
The
What
bass
part?
player
We have that part 2 on 5. I
I'm
can
at the
hear you
chorus.
right. You know what I'm saying? We're both at the same. No, like
It's
no.
business.
Come on, man. You guys gotta do something.
It's companies exchanging money.
Well,
It's,
there's not competition, so it's basically America, the opposite of the American way. Like America is competition, competition, competition,
Yeah.
and that's why monopolies
monopoly.
are illegal.
Now there's
But in the music industry, it's legal.
yeah.
And like, what if I like an artist? What if I like one of their songs and they played that once, but just because everybody likes one song by them, they're playing that 50 times? Like that ain't fair. What if I call in and request a song and you don't play that because 50 people like this other
The other
song?
song,
Come
right.
on.
Half the
No.
time, hit
Well,
singles
it's
are the worst
telling
songs.
people. My problem is that they tell people what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because how many times have
It's
you guys
not
heard?
like, oh, people like this song, so we'll play it. It's like, no, we're gonna beat it.
No, it's
So
brainwashing.
it's a dead horse.
How many times have you heard a song and you've been like, I hate that. Like,
I hate it,
the
but
first
you
time
know
you hear
all
like
the
jerk,
words.
and you're
Yeah.
like, this is so annoying.
Exactly.
And then 2 weeks later, you're like, this is hot. And then there's a dance to it, and it's like
Yeah.
a trend, and
Yeah,
everyone's
exactly.
doing it.
But I think, to me, I think underground hip hop is underrated. You know,
Totally.
It
like-
definitely-
What,
and-
90.3?
Yeah,
But there's not enough radio stations, but go ahead.
but you know, I think like underground hip hop is not getting as much shine as it should. And you know, people have their voices, and they should speak out about it. Because what's on the radio now is garbage,
Trash.
garbage. And then there are trends. There are trends.
It's not
that-
all garbage though. That's
I mean,
I just want to.
So it gets old
I
after a
think
couple
I think
days.
I think underground hip hop is merging a little bit into the mainstream because it wasn't. It
'Cause you
was,
have to.
and then it went away. It was like when Biggie was in the mainstream. Like Biggie's unbelievable.
That was
so
10
he was
years ago, though.
right. And then it moved to like Soulja Boy type, like down south. Like lyricism was not the focus, and I think it's going back to the heart of underground, which is lyricism, and that's what like Drake's like that. Wayne, I don't know, he's like a hybrid, but T.I.'s like that, like Wiz Khalifa's like
Yo,
that, like
the reason that like you said, like underground's merging in the mainstream because they're basically telling you if you ain't mainstream, you're not doing
You
anything
can't make
with
it.
your music.
You can't, and I agree.
That's like making them think that I gotta
sell
work
out.
toward.
I gotta have a
work
dance in my song.
Yeah, I gotta work
Yeah.
more towards mainstream. I can't even be the real person that I was with my music before.
And that's not real though.
Yeah,
But
that
that's
ain't
not
real.
real.
That ain't
That's
real.
not real
It's
rap.
beats over lyrics.
I mean,
so
now,
who's faking rap then?